So good afternoon, good morning, buenos dias, bom dia, boa tarde. Thank you all for joining us from all over the Americas and from Europe as well. We are lucky today to have Jonathan Seltzer, the founder of Truly Panama, our wonderful DMC for Panama. So Jonathan, you have a beautiful presentation and I let you start.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dominique, for giving us this space. I'm very, very happy to be here and being able to share details about our service and our beautiful country and show you everything that Panama has to offer. So thank you very much. With that, I will start telling you a little bit about Truly Panama. I'm going to start with that, explaining our services a little bit, and then I'm going to go through the destination itself. We're going to talk about some properties as well. And this presentation is going to be focused on a little bit more on the cultural aspect of Panama, which is a major highlight and a differentiating factor with Panama as a destination. So I'm going to start now. A little bit about Truly Panama. I founded the company back in 2011. I'm originally from Panama. I was born and raised in Panama. And before this, I was in the hotel and restaurant industry abroad, not in Panama. We are a fully serviced DMC. We can do everything from your hotels to your tours, transfers, domestic air, and so on. All of our team is based in Panama. We'll talk a little bit more about that afterwards. And I am the person that creates and curates the itineraries for all of our customers. I will also elaborate a little bit more on that afterwards. Our expertise, private guided journeys, luxury hotels, boutique properties, and private villas, exclusive cultural encounters, high-end event planning and logistics. We also do events for private groups, personalized travel design, and we also cater to a very interesting niche market, which is the kosher travel market. And Panama is a very, very friendly destination for this. And you'll hear a little bit more about that later on, but it has several kosher restaurants. So very interesting niche. If you ever have any requests, think about Panama. A little bit about who our clients are. We cater to a lot of multi-gen families. We also cater to couples, group journeys as well, and corporate and leisure retreats as well. So we also handle groups, and it's something that we can do with no problem whatsoever. Why visit Panama? There are several options. I'm going to summarize a little bit, but obviously great air connectivity. We have several airlines. Obviously, Copa Airlines, which is our national carrier, has connecting flights for almost every major city in the US. It's a very, very good airline. Then we also have American Airlines, we have Delta, and we have United as well that come from different destinations. And any flight is between 2 hours and 45 minutes to 5 hours from New York, for example. So it's a very short direct flight and very convenient. That's why it can be a very quick getaway. So for example, if you have something like President's Day, or you have any other festivity in the US, where you have maybe a 4 or 5 day window to go out, like spring break, for example, then Panama is a great destination to visit because of that. So very short domestic flights as well, anywhere between 30 minutes and 50 minutes or to 1 hour. So it's very easy to move around. Rich biodiversity. We're a very small country, only 75,000 square kilometers, and there's really a lot that you can experience in terms of the rainforest, the cloud forest, and also water activities. Very, very rich biodiversity with a lot of flora and fauna to explore. Also tropical climate all year round. I will elaborate more on the seasons in a moment. The Panama Canal is obviously a major highlight when coming to Panama, and there's really a lot more. When you talk about the Panama Canal, it's not only about visiting the canal and seeing the ships. There are so many other experiences around it that are so interesting. So we'll talk about that as well. Modern infrastructure, 2 oceans in 1 day. That's a major highlight. You can be in the Pacific in the morning and then the Caribbean side in the afternoon, which is a big thing. And then a unique cultural heritage. We have 7 different native tribes. Most of these are open to exploring and visiting them. Some of them actually can stay overnight in the communities. We also have a very strong Afro-Panamanian heritage, which you can also experience in the different regions. So really, really rich cultural heritage. Panama year round. So let's talk about seasonality. Dry season in Panama is mid-December to March. ideal for beaches, outdoors activities, and so on. Then we have the green season, which is April to December. Now, the rain obviously varies depending on the months. You have between April and September, it's still not as rainy. So it's still, you can still do a lot of outdoor activities, very lush landscapes, and then excellent for wildlife viewing all year round. And then we have some special seasons throughout the year. So, for example, humpback whales are between June and October on the Pacific side. Even from Panama City, you can take a boat and do that. Turtle nesting, July to January, some spectacular turtle nesting experiences that you can do. And bird watching is all year round, and Panama is a bird watching paradise. We're getting more and more people requesting this activity. We have well over 1,000 species of birds throughout the country, and we can do either a full birding itinerary or something where you only dedicate a day or two out of your whole trip to birding. A cultural crossroads. So, like I mentioned before, we have several influences in Panama. It's a very rich country in terms of its cultural background. I am Panamanian, 100%. I consider myself Panamanian, but we have, like I mentioned, different indigenous tribes in different parts of the country with their own territories. Panama is divided in provinces or provincias, but the native tribes live in areas called comarcas, which are their own territories. We obviously have a very strong Spanish colonial history. It's something that you can see and you can experience when you come to Panama. For example, if you visit the old quarters and stay in the old quarters, boutique hotels, great restaurants, and so on. I will talk about that as well. And the Afro-Caribbean traditions, also very alive, and something that you can experience when you come to Panama. And then, of course, we are also very global because of the Panama Canal. It's something that if you go out in the streets, you can experience international cuisine. And there's also a lot of the history of Panama and how Panama really played such an important role in history, global history in the 20th century. And all of this you can see if you come here. So I will elaborate more on that. Here we have a view of Panama City, the high rises. This is the beautiful Frank Gehry Biodiversity Museum. And Panama City, a hub of culture and adventure. And the reason for that is because if you only have time to come to Panama City and you don't have time to travel anywhere else, from Panama City, you can really experience a lot of different activities, both outdoors. You can take a boat and go out to the Pearl Islands and experience fishing, snorkeling, and so on. Go out on ATVs, on the rainforest hikes, visit native tribes in the rainforest. So there's really a lot that you can do from Panama as day trips. So a rainforest is only about 35 minutes away from the city or even less. And you're really inside the rainforest. So really a lot that you can do. Here you have some of the activities that you can experience when coming to Panama. So for example, ATV adventures up in the rainforest, or a nice helicopter ocean to ocean ride departing from Panama City and going to the Caribbean side, seeing the Panama Canal from above and the rainforest, and then flying back to Panama City, or fishing in the Gatun Lake. I must admit, I was very nervous before grabbing that fish, and then everything went well. But really, really fun experiences that you can do. For example, this fishing experience is only 35 minutes away from Panama City, and you can combine that with some beautiful rainforest experiences, a picnic lunch, and so on. Whale watching, like I mentioned, humpback whales on the Pacific side. Take a boat from Panama City. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, and you're in the beautiful Pearl Islands. It's an archipelago on the Pacific side. And then you can do amazing deep sea fishing, snorkeling, island hopping, and obviously whale watching when it's the season, and even see turtles, dolphins, and rays, just stingrays, just jumping out of the water. It's a really spectacular activity to do for a day trip. So, for example, here we have the San Lorenzo Fort on the Caribbean side of Panama. 500 years of history in one day. And the reason I say this is only an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes away from Panama City by car. You can go there. It's a national park. And for example, you can see the expanded locks of the Panama Canal, the original locks of the Panama Canal, visit the Spanish fort, which was built in the mid 1600s, and then also hike in the rainforest, see birds, monkeys, and sloths, and see also the former U.S. military bases that were built in that area to protect the entrance of the Panama Canal, which are now a private yacht marina, and so on. So much to see and learn about in one little area. So here we have some images for you to see. This is the San Lorenzo Fort, the Panama Canal. These are the famous Agua Clara locks, which are the newer expanded locks of the Panama Canal. And then, of course, hiking trails. And if you really want to experience the rainforest, this is a beautiful area of the country to do it. And like I said, it's only an hour and 20 minutes from the city. So lots of different flora and fauna that you can experience there. Then we have the Panamanian folklore. There's everything from the Afro-Caribbean to the indigenous tribes to the Spanish heritage that we have in the dresses, the food, and so on. So really a lot that you can experience as well. That aspect, depending on the region of the country that you visit, but also here in Panama City, you can experience this in many ways. Panamanian gastronomy. Panama's gastronomy has really evolved throughout the years. It's not only about international cuisine, which is really good. We have several international restaurants here, but the Panamanian gastronomy has really been evolving, and we are more and more discovering our dishes, our ingredients, and it's something that is spreading throughout the country. Now it's not only in Panama City, but you, let's say, go to the coffee region where you can spend several nights, and now you have restaurants there that are representing the Panamanian gastronomy. If you go to Bocas del Toro on the Caribbean side, you have the Afro-Caribbean component, and you can taste that and experience that. So I think Panamanians are really now having this sense of pride of their gastronomy, which is also very linked to our history. So there's really a lot to show and tell when you experience this. The Afro-Caribbean heritage in Portobello. This is, for example, only an hour and 30 minutes away from Panama City by car. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also a national park, the Portobello National Park, something that you can experience both on land and in the sea. Beautiful snorkeling, kayaking, and mangrove areas, experiencing the local culture. You can do a class of Congo drums with local students of the school, and of course taste the local cuisine, do a cooking class. So really a lot that you can experience in one day. The cacao and indigenous traditions. This is on the Caribbean side of Panama in Bocas del Toro. These are the Nove Mugle community. They live in that region, and there are a lot of cacao plantations in that area, and they have their cooperatives that work the cacao plantations together, and they gather all of this, and then from there they process it depending on the type of cacaos that you're looking for, and then these are this is the product that is then sold to intermediaries that put this out there for larger companies. So you may be eating a delicious cacao from chocolate from Switzerland, but the cacao can be coming from Bocas del Toro in Panama. So very, very high quality cacao. And not only that you visit a cacao plantation, but you really learn and immerse yourself in the traditions of these people that are still very authentic. Here we have another community. This is the Embera people that live in different parts of the country, but most towards the Chagres River, and also towards the Darien Gap, which is the border with Colombia. You have communities that are closer, and you have communities that are more remote. Of course, the more remote you go, the more authentic the experience is, but it is something that you can really enjoy, not having to travel too far from Panama City. This is, for example, an experience of one of the communities that you visit. It's not only about the cultural aspect of it, but it's also about immersing yourself in the rainforest and experiencing how they live in harmony with the rainforest. So doing a hike on a trail in the rainforest and having the community leader explain to you how they use the different ingredients from the rainforest for their daily lives. And it's really, really, really interesting. The Guna people in San Blas, this is on the Caribbean side as well, towards our border with Colombia. This is an archipelago of 365 islands. It's an autonomous territory. They have their own set of rules. Beautiful, beautiful place. It doesn't have any developed hotels, not really. It has very, very basic infrastructure, but a beautiful way to visit it can be by sailing on a private yacht, or you can go on a day trip by private plane or a helicopter, land then you get picked up on a boat and do a beautiful island hopping day, learn about their traditions, do amazing snorkeling, eating the local food, and then you come back to Panama City in the afternoon. So really, really a lot that you can do. And this is again an example of so many things that you can do from Panama City, just using Panama City as a base. A little bit about the work that we do together with communities. We are very involved in different initiatives. This is, for example, one of the ways in which we work together with our customers. We've been working with a lot of communities for different years, and throughout that time, we always like to observe and see what is it that the community can maybe needs in order to improve their lives, or something that they had maybe in the past and now it's not working and they need to repair it. And we always try to find ways in how we can maybe fit an experience of a client together with the experience of supporting that community, and not only by saying, oh well, if you go to the community you're already supporting them, but can we go above and beyond? How can we do that without touching or harming their culture and their traditions? And this was a way, for example, this is a water tank that we were able to install in an Embera community together with a company that came to visit Panama. It was a corporate retreat, and we were able to work together with them to implement this project. It was very, very beautiful and very, very emotional. We were working for a month and a half to create the basis, and then when they arrived, we were able to take the water tank, connect it to the source from the water that comes from the mountain, and have this reserve tank for them. So this was a very unique moment, and we can really do a lot of this. It's really just finding the right people that want to be involved with these things and go from there. But it is possible. We talk a little bit now about the properties, the type of properties that we work with throughout the country. So Sofitel Legend in the Old Quarters is a beautiful property. It's fairly new. It opened just a few years ago. This is in the Old Quarters, which is located in Panama City. So like I'm saying, if you come to Panama City, just by staying in the Old Quarters, which is the colonial part of the city, you're already being, it's an experience in itself. And you have places with really, really cool rooftops, and you have great restaurants with local and international cuisine. And you don't have to take a car to go anywhere. You just walk around. It's very safe, very welcoming. So it's a really nice place to stay for a few nights. We have Nayara Bocas del Toro. This is on the Caribbean side of Panama. It's only a 50-minute flight from Panama City, 50. And then from there, it's a short boat transfer to the property. Bocas del Toro, for those who don't know, on the Caribbean side, it's an archipelago of islands. So it's a group of islands. Very, very rich cultural heritage. I remember I said about the cacao experience, for example. There are two main indigenous tribes that live in that area. You have the Nove Bugle, but you also have the Naso people that live more in mainland. And both of these can be visited and learn about their traditions. You also have obviously amazing snorkeling, amazing scuba diving. There are well-protected reefs in these areas. You have great mangrove ecosystems where you can do great kayaking or snorkeling. So really a lot that can be done. You can easily stay 4 or 5 nights, island hopping, boating, and so on. So it's a great combination with, let's say, Panama City or Panama City, and then the coffee region, and then you can finish in a place like this, for example. Isla Palenque, another beautiful property. This one is on the Pacific side of Panama in the Gulf of Chiriquí. Also a very short flight from Panama City. It's only under an hour. And then from there, you take a car, a transfer. It's only a 90-minute transfer from the airport to the dock, and it's a short transfer by boat to the hotel. So these are beach casitas. You open the door of your casita and you just walk to the ocean. So it's right there. They also have a very nice 6-bedroom villa that is very, very good for families. Very, very, it's a great property for families. They have hiking trails and different activities that you can enjoy: kayaking, snorkeling, SUPs, going out by boat and do fishing, and so on. So it's a great area. And this is also an archipelago, a group of islands. This is La Compañía. It's a new property. There are two properties. There's one in the old quarters, and this is a sister company in El Valle de Anton, which is a small mountain town 2 hours away from Panama City by car. Beautiful property with a very, very nice spa and wellness. Great restaurants as well. So the food is outstanding. And in El Valle de Anton, you have all of these outdoors activities. El Valle sits 600 meters above sea level. So it's a little bit cooler than in the city, and you have things like hiking, renting bicycles, you have ATVs as well, zip lining, waterfalls, and so on. So it can be as active or as quiet as you want it to be. This is, for example, the spa in the property. So really beautiful, whether it's a family or just a couple or a few couples, it's a great place to go. And you don't have to fly anywhere. You just drive from Panama City. It's a short transfer to get to El Valle. So it's a great combination. Here we have the coffee region. This is a locally owned property called Finca Lerida in Boquete. It's also operated by the same people from Isla Palenque, Cayuga Collection, who are in Costa Rica. It's a coffee farm in itself, but it also has the hotel. So when you're there, you're sitting 1,800 meters above sea level. It's a different climate. It's a cloud forest, a huge amount of birds. The amount of bird variety there is spectacular, hiking trails as well, and so on. So it's a beautiful experience and something that you can easily combine with any of the other destinations in Panama. It's a short flight from Panama City and then just a 1 hour transfer up to the mountains to where this area is. It's called Boquete. And then we have beautiful, wonderful Islas Secas in the Gulf of Chiriquí, also a Dominique de Bay property. This property is a destination in itself, I have to say. It's a private island. It has every luxury that you can imagine, any amenity that you can imagine, and the experience in itself is just spectacular. It's located in the Gulf of Chiriquí as well. It's an archipelago of islands, and it's a private reserve composed of 14 different islands. And then Isla Secas in itself is where the hotel is. But then from there, you take a boat and you go island hopping, and you can do deep sea fishing, for example, great diving as well. You can visit the Coiba National Park, which is a bit of, I would say, it's our Jurassic Park. It's both the rainforest, which is spectacular, but then underwater, the diving is also just amazing. For those really looking for uber luxury and for the ultimate adventure, I think that this property really has a lot to offer in that aspect, and it's easily combined with Panama City. You can fly directly to Isla Secas with their plane. It's only an hour and 20-minute direct flight to the property, and then from there you can enjoy all of the amenities. Then a little bit of how we work. It's very, very simple. Just an initial contact. You will write me. I will once I have all the information from the client, I can start designing the itinerary. I will always be your main point of contact when it comes to the requests. Then if you have if you like the itinerary, we always send you a link with a digital itinerary. We always give you an itemized quote. This is very important. You will always see line by line exactly what we are charging, and it can be net or it can be gross, depending on how you work. And then you can say, hey, let's add this, let's take that out. It's not a problem. Then we fine tune everything. And then once everything is confirmed, then the rest of our team will kick in, our operations team, and we'll start going on the process of dietary restrictions and so on and so forth, and get all the details so we can finalize everything. Once the clients come in, then we have a 24/7 concierge service. We can also do restaurant reservations, absolutely not a problem. And we always like to open a WhatsApp group with our clients, just so that we have immediate contact with them if they need anything there, especially when they're arriving in the airport. Hey, I am here, where do I meet you, and so on and so forth. So we really try to be on top of everything as much as we can. And we are very open to how we work. We of course want to operate all of the itinerary all the time. But if you tell me, hey, Jonathan, we already have a relationship with X or Y hotel, do you mind? As long as we can do the rest of the itinerary, we're very happy with that. We can do transfers and tours, and you will probably need us as well for other properties that you don't know, or you don't know the area well, and you will want us to book those as well. So we are very flexible in how we work, and all we want is to work with you and show you what we got. So that's in a nutshell. So here you have my contact. There is my email, jonathan@trulypanama.com, or you can also read the QR code in your phones and scan that. So with that, I'm going to leave it open to if you have any questions. I want to thank Dominique once again for this spectacular space and experience. And thank you all for joining the webinar. And please, if you have any questions, go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much, Jonathan. I mean, it's wonderful. I got a little emotional when I heard all the story for your local support with community, I have to say, but nobody could see them. And yes, but I'm very proud of you, and I think you're the perfect DMC today. This is what people wants to, advisor wants, your flexibility, your knowledge and everything. So let's look at the picture. Ricardo, you're wishing a good afternoon. We have Tracy, hello, Dominica will be in Panama, so we already read that. Ricardo here from South Florida, very familiar with Panama and the Azuelo Peninsula, looking forward to learning more. Jason, good afternoon from Toronto, love Panama. Ricardo, love the turtle season done at Isla Cana. Doris, thank you, Jonathan. I'm coming. Okay, first April 1st, we'll email you. Nathan, thank you. That was great. Alexandro, hello, Dominique and Jonathan. Very interesting and important information. Thank you very much. It was great. Josiane, very informative, excellent presentation. So let's see. I don't see any question on this one. Simon, you were asking for resort for honeymoon beachfront. So you show us one, Jonathan, but you have other options that you can answer to Simon. Céline, you already said hello. Andrew, any of these property on swimmable beaches? That's the same
Yes,
thing.
of course. Yes,
Voilà.
yes. I would say, yeah, for sure. You have Isla Palenque with a beachfront property. You have also Nayara Bocas del Toro, which not necessarily a beach, but you have the over the water villa, so you can jump right off your villa into the ocean and swim. So yes, there are
Yeah.
options depending on what the clients are looking for.
And you can see my Isla Secas in the back. You can see the beach is right there. We have
Beach right
lots
there.
of beach because we have 14 islands. Huh?
Yes,
Oh.
yes. You have,
Alors, thank you. That was great. Alexandra, Aurora, happy to discover. Thank you very much for your excellent presentation. Happy to discover a little bit more about Panama, which looks amazing. Yeah? Yes, so Marisa, we will be sharing. Boa tarde, Marisa. We will be sharing the presentation. Robert said, I will be in touch with you shortly, working with a client right now, designing their trip. Perfect. All right, thank you. I don't see any specific question. Oh, would you recommend any property on the Pacific side for easier access from Panama City or ocean if not, they're great to be there. I'm not sure that I understand exactly. But anyway, Isla Secas, as you mentioned, has a direct plane
yeah,
from Panama City, but you have other options as well.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
so I think it was so detailed that I don't think anybody has much question. You just have to imagine that he has much more. We just make it short with it 30 minutes, but he has plenty of option and yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fascinating country and I think people have been using Panama as a stopover sometimes, especially coming from Latin America and not spending time and now they can see what they can do. And as you said, a weekend with all this daily excursion. Huh?
that is
Alors,
correct.
Ricardo said lots of new development on Venao, Alaya, Panama, beautiful retreat.
Yeah,
Alors, Simon, can you share the contact again? But if you want to go back to the other slide, exactly. But again, Jonathan will be sending you the recording and you will have all his information. Huh? Thank you, Simon. And yes, you can trust him. He's going to do an amazing job. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you soon of another webinar. Alors, let's see. I just saw one more question. Thank you. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
Jonathan.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you very much.
Bye.